Good morning, everyone. My name's Kathy, and I am delighted to welcome you back to IF Oxford, the Science and Ideas Festival. Where are we going today? Some of you will already know because you voted yesterday, didn't you? But maybe my little drum here might be a clue as to where we're going today. So what I'm going to do now is hand over to Sarah, and she'll tell you a little bit more about where we're going today.
Hello, everyone. Well, welcome back, some old faces, and welcome to our new friends. And yes, have a look around you. Where do you think we've ended up on our journey around the world? You're right, we're in Africa, aren't we? So let's look at some of our African friends. We've got elephant and gorilla. Down here we've got hippopotamus. And what have we got over here? Oh, a pack of lions, a snake, a whole family of turtles. And, oh, very precious and very rare, we have a grey African parrot, and we'll meet him in a moment. But oh, something I forgot to say. Now, when I think of Africa, I often think of music, and one type of music in particular, drums. So we've got lots of drums and an instrument you might not have seen before. This is called an mbira. Can you see it? It's made out of a carved gourd and then little strips of metal. They look to me just like beaten out old bike spokes. You might like to make one, and we'll play it in a minute. But first, at least I need to start with a story stretch. So follow me. You ready? Stretch up tall and high as a house. Now, curl up round and small as a mouse. Now, pretend you are a drum and beat that tune. Tum, 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 tum. Shake those hands, get rid of all the wriggles, and stamp those feet. Don't close your eyes and go to sleep. No, because it is story time. And I think now is a wonderful time for me to play this instrument. Now, the way you play it, or a simple way of playing it, is to stroke it with your thumbs. And this is the sound it makes. It's a very gentle, dreamy sound. Ooh. It makes me think of the sky. I'm travelling back into the past. I know what story I'm going to tell you. I'm going to start with Parrot's story. Story of my wonderful grey parrot. Do you want to say hello to him? Oh, he's very pleased to see you. He's in a chatty mood, isn't he? Oh. Do you know what? He wants to tell you his story. No, sorry, I got that wrong. He wants me to tell you his story. Is that right? Yes. All right, Parrot. You sit down here then, and I shall begin. When the Great Maker made all the creatures in the world, all the birds that fly in the sky, and the little fishes that swim in the ocean, and those animals that race across the land. The last creature he came to was our parrot. Now, when the great maker got to Parrot, I'm afraid he'd run out of all his coloured paints. The only paint he had left was grey. You see, he had to get in lots of grey to paint the hippopotamus and the elephant. And there was just a little bit of grey left over. And so the first parrot of all, was grey all over. Oh. He said, show you under his wings. See, all grey. Now, grey's an okay sort of colour, isn't it? But it's not really very interesting. No, I mean, you're not grey all over, and I'm not grey all over, am I? No. I've got red and, oh yes, some nice stripy socks. But our first parrot was grey. And what was worse for our parrot was that the great maker had painted all the other birds first. And he painted them beautiful exotic colours, emerald greens and ruby reds and, oh, golds and oranges. And those other birds were very proud and very vain. And they weren't very kind. And they used to tease our parrot. And they said to him, just look at you, grey all over. Aren't you boring? That wasn't kind, was it? That wasn't kind at all. And our poor parrot was very unhappy. But he didn't complain. He just said, if the great maker wanted me to be grey, grey I shall be. I'm just glad he painted me at all. And although our parrot, although he wasn't friends with all those proud, exotic birds, he was great friends with all the little creatures that live on the foresty jungly floor. Oh, he loved the little bush babies and the tree frogs and the little mice. And they loved our parrot and his uncomplaining ways. One day, a terrible thing happened in that forest. Now, if I tell you that the forest was very dry and the weather was very hot, can you guess what it was? Yes, I heard you. That's right. It was a fire, a forest fire. Flames came sweeping through the trees. Soon that forest was smoke and heat. Oh, and all the birds, you can imagine, all those proud exotic birds, they flew away to safety. And our parrot, he flew away too. Yes. But as soon as he was safe and out of the heat, he remembered his friends. He remembered his friends down on the forest floor, and he thought, oh, the little bush babies, they can't fly to safety, and the little mice and the little tree frogs, I must save them. And not thinking of the heat, not thinking of the danger, he flew down and said, little mice, jump on my back. And he flew them to safety. And down again, little tree frogs, jump on my back. And away to safety. And again, oh, little bush babies on my back. Until he'd rescued all his friends. But in all that heat, in all the flames, poor parrot had got hurt. Can I tell them? Yes, he says I can show you. You see his tail had become, oh, so scorched and red and sore. Oh, I'm sorry, parrot. It's so tender when I touch it. Oh, poor parrot. But even worse, do you remember the proud exotic birds? Well, they were back and they began to laugh at him again. Oh, just look at you. Just look at you now. Grey all over with a red tail off. Oh, don't you look silly? Don't you look foolish? Oh, aren't you just the most ridiculous bird in the whole of the forest? Oh, that wasn't kind, was it? Oh, and poor parrot. Well, of course he felt unhappy. But he still didn't complain. He just said, I'm just glad I managed to rescue all my friends. But the great maker sees everything. And he'd seen how kind our parrot was. And he'd seen how good he was to his friends, how he'd rescued them all. And he wanted to give Parrot a reward. So when the fire had all died away and the forest was back to normal and our parrot was fast asleep in his sleeping bag, the great maker came to Parrot in a dream. And he said to Parrot, oh, Parrot, Parrot, my friend, I am so sorry I painted you all grey. Yes, so sorry. If you could have been any colour in the world, though, if you could have chosen, what colour would you have been? Parrot, in his sleep, thought, any colour? I'd love to have been green. Oh, yes, I'd love to have been green. Green, maybe even with a splash of yellow. Yes, green with a splash of yellow and a touch of red under my wing. Oh, how perfect. And Parrot slept on. Now, it just so happened that the great maker had got in a fresh tin of paints that very day, a great big tin with all the beautiful colours of the rainbow. And he got to work with his brushes. So, when Parrot woke up the next morning and climbed out of his bed, do you think he was grey all over or grey with a red tail? Do you think so? Did I hear someone say no? Did I hear someone say green? Green? Yellow? With a touch of red? Are you sure? Well, I really don't know. I mean, have you ever heard of anyone going to bed one colour and waking up another colour? I'm sure I haven't, but I've never known anyone as noble, as good as our parrot. Do you think I better stop talking? Do you think we better have a look? I think we better. We can't let a mystery like that hang over us. So let me just see. See if I can find him. Oh, it's quite deep in the sleeping bag. Oh, have I got him? I think you're going to get a surprise. I think you are. Whoever said green? Oh my goodness gracious me. He's green. He is green. Oh, with a splash of yellow. A splash under his wing. Isn't he splendid? Oh, he's just the colours he wished for. And he is gorgeous. And a very happy parrot. Do you know, I think our parrot was then the most splendid creature in the whole of the forest. And nobody ever laughed at him, ever, ever, ever again. Do you want to say bye-bye to him? Say bye-bye to them, parrot. That's one happy parrot. Should we have him sitting up here? Yes. There he is. Well, let's put that away. And I think we'll play this lovely instrument again and see where it takes us this time. Oh, now that sounds to me a watery sort of sound. I know where we're going to go. I know whose story we're going to tell. We're going to visit those turtles. Are you ready? Well, let me take my lovely turtle. Oh, do you want to say hello to him? Oh, he's happy to be here too. Well, let's see. What do we know about turtles? Do turtles play football? Do turtles ride bicycles? Do turtles fly in the sky? No, of course they don't. Now, turtles live in the water, don't they? And they have flippers. They don't have wings. But once upon a time, there was a turtle, this turtle, and he longed more than anything in the world to fly in the sky, just like the birds. Yeah, it was all our turtle could think of. All day long, he'd sit staring up into the sky, watching as the birds swooped and soared. Oh, he thought, how wonderful it would be to be flying up above with those creatures. And at night, he dreamt that he was a bird. And there he was flying over hills and cities, rivers and forests. Oh, it would be magnificent to be a bird. But he wasn't a bird, he was a turtle. And turtles don't fly. As we know, turtles have flippers and turtles paddle about in the water. So our turtle had a big problem. And big problems need clever and inventive solutions. And I don't know about you, but when I have a big problem, I often go and share it with my friends. And I think Turtle thought as I did, because he paddled over to a place where all his friends were gathered on a nice rock. And he said, excuse me, please, can anyone help me learn to fly? But his friends weren't very helpful this morning. They just turned round and said, fly, turtle. What would we want to fly for? We are turtles, you know, and we live in water. We like sunbathing on rocks and eating mollusks and fish and paddling about. Fly. We don't want to fly. Turtle was shocked. And he said to them, but just imagine how wonderful it would be. Oh, imagine swooping and soaring through the air. But the other turtles couldn't imagine. And the ones that could just said, impossible. And they went paddling away, this way and that way across the ocean, leaving our little turtle all alone and rather unhappy. But he didn't give up hope. No, he looked around him in the ocean. Maybe there was someone else who could help him. But the ocean seemed to be empty. And then Turtle did what he always did. He looked up into the sky. And that's when he saw a flock of geese, a great flock of geese flying overhead, and they were flying towards the beach. They were coming into land. Well, Turtle knew what he must do. Oh, surely a goose would be able to teach me to fly. A goose would know, would understand why I wanted to fly. He paddled over to the shore. And there, at the water's edge, was a mother goose. Well, Turtle lost no time. Oh, Mother Goose, please, oh, please, will you teach me to fly? But the Mother Goose was no more helpful than the turtles had been. Squawk, she said. Squawk, fly. Turtle, don't you know flying is very hard work? Oh, I haven't time to teach you. I'm hungry and thirsty. Now be on your way. And that Mother Goose went striding off towards the back of the beach and began to nibble at the grasses and the bushes, leaving our turtle all alone and very unhappy. Great tears welled in his eyes. What was he going to do? But still, he didn't lose hope. No, he was a clever turtle, and he understood that Mother Goose, yes, she just wants to rest. I know she'll be kinder when she's rested and eaten. And so, a little while later, our turtle, he walked to the very back of the beach and he tried again. Oh, Mother Goose, please, please teach me to fly. I should so love to fly, like the birds, like you. And he was right to wait. For Mother Goose, who was really a kindly goose, turned to him and said, Squawk, squawk, you're right, Turtle. Flying is wonderful. And I would help you if I could. But you see, I've never taught a turtle to fly. I've only ever taught my little babies, my little goslings. But maybe some of the other geese will have ideas. Yes, I'll take you to them. Soon our turtle was sitting on the beach, and in a great arc all about him were those geese. And Turtle asked his question. Oh, please, please, will you teach me to fly? But I'm afraid at first those geese were no more helpful than anyone else had been. They just squawked. Come on, let's all be geese. Squawk, 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 squawk. Impossible, preposterous. Oh, foolish, silly turtles flying nonsense. On and on they went, until one very old turtle, I think he must have been the chief goose, he raised a quivering wing and he said, You foolish geese, while you have been squawking, I've been looking about this beach. And I've been thinking, and I've noticed that the ocean washes up sticks and weed and driftwood. Now, if two strong geese were to take a piece of driftwood in their beaks and I, fine turtle here, were to hold on to that piece of wood with his mouth, then maybe, just maybe, when they beat their wings, those geese would raise Turtle into the air. There was silence. All the geese looked at Turtle, and Turtle looked at the geese. Oh, please, 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 he thought, please say yes. Suddenly, two strong geese stepped forward, and they said, yes, yes, we will help, Turtle, we will help you. But you must promise to hold on tight. You must not open your mouth. You must not speak. Oh, I promise, I won't say a word. It wasn't long before there on the beach stood two geese. 1, 2, with a long piece of wood between them, held by their beaks. And in the middle was Turtle, with that wood between his jaws. And then the geese began to beat their wings. Let's do it with them because it's so exciting. Beat your wings. They beat their wings and Turtle rose into the sky. He was flying. He was flying like a bird. And it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining, the sky was blue. There wasn't a cloud. He could see those valleys, those rivers, the trees and the cities, and he could see his friends. Yes, they were down below on a rock. Oh, if only they'd look up. Oh, if only they'd look at him and see that he was flying. They would be amazed. Oh, please, why won't you look up, he thought. And then he did. He did an oh so silly thing. I bet you can guess what it was. He forgot everything he'd promised. And he opened his mouth and cried, look at me! Splash! And Turtle's first flight ended in the biggest belly flop there has ever been in the history of time. Poor old Turtle. And I'm not sure, though, whether it cured him of his wish to fly. But I've never seen a turtle fly. I don't know about you. Let's put him back on his rock, though. And let's play on malimba one more time, just to see if there are any other creatures who might tell their tales today. Oh, I can see someone lurking in the grass. Is it Snake? Yes. Let's all be snakes. You go. My snake is going to teach us. So, everyone, curl up round and tight in the grass and follow Snake. Are you ready? Okay. Down in the grass, curled up in a heap, lies a great snake fast asleep. When he feels the cool winds blow, whoosh, whoosh, he sways his body to and fro. Let me see you sway like a snake. Up and down and in and out. See him slowly move about. Now his jaws are open so, and He's bit my finger. Oh! Well, what a naughty snake. Let's push him back. Let's put him back on his rock. I think it might be time to leave Africa before we meet any other snakes. So let me ring the story bell and we can see where we're journeying to next. I wonder. We probably ought to look at the globe, oughtn't we, to help us? Let's think. Oh, well, here we are. Here we are in Africa. Where might we go? Oh, we haven't been to India yet. Well, that's a possibility. India or... Oh, what a huge, wonderful area. India or Europe. I think India or Europe. Kathy, let them decide.
Well, Sarah, it looks like tomorrow we're going to India.
Oh, fantastic. That's wonderful. Well, I really look forward to it. So, all there is to say now is pack your bags and see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.